Hi guys, how are you doing today? This beautiful day, praise Jesus. How are you guys doing? So, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Maishapoaa. In Maishapoaa, maisha inabamba tu, tunaenjoy maisha. Hakuna ku nyerere, hakuna kungirira, hakuna ku going backward. We are going forward. So, today I'm going to give you guys tips on how to overcome the first challenges in the first year. So, guys, if you are like moving from your homeland to Deutschland, the first year is really challenging. So, I just give you like from my experience what challenges I had in the first year, the second year, and how I overcame these challenges. Yes. So, if you're interested in this, just take your cup of tea, your coffee, or your milk, anything you like to drink, and come join me. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, first and first, I will start with the challenges and then how I overcame them. So, we have our solutions, we have a situation and then a solution, situation and solution. So, first thing first, number one barrier is the language. Oh my God, guys. I felt like I was an alien, like somebody talking to you and you're like, well, what are you saying? What is that? I couldn't understand a damn thing. And somebody had to repeat themselves like 1,000 times before I could understand it. And I'm like, this word sounds familiar. Did I study it in school? Or did I see it in the book? And then, ooh, the language is something else. But not to discourage you, yes, it's learnable. Yes, you too can learn it like I did. So sometimes you'd go like to the supermarket and then you can't really find what you want. My first was trying to find baking soda. Back home you just say baking soda and then huh, I converted, okay, yeast. And then I asked this supermarket attendant, do you speak English? And then she just went, nine, touch me a light. I was like, what's this? What? But anyway, yeah. So number one problem is the language. Anywhere you go, you need the language. To a doctor, you go to a doctor and you'll be like, okay, I speak English. And then along the way, when you start to communicate, man, everything just go gaga and it's like, uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. You honestly can see that the person has not understood you, but anyway, you just swallow it down your guts and just try to use sign language. So what helped me most was Google Translator. Thank God for internet everywhere. And you know I had even the smart Google Translator everywhere in my phone. Like if I got a letter and I couldn't understand it, or because nobody has your time, so I would use the Google camera to translate the letters and then read it word by word, word by word, word by word. When it's translating, it's not like the correct translation, but at least it gives you tips on to understand like what is written in the letter or what somebody else meant. And also like Google talk to talk translator. So I would be like, I put a word, I put transport English to German, and I say a word, and then somebody listens to you like you say wheat flour, and it goes to them like meal, and I'm like, what the hell is that? So first things first, guys, try when you get here the first year to learn the language. It's very important, and it will make your life so easy because from the bus, buying the bus ticket or train ticket, you will need the language. Buying food, you will need the language. Going to a doctor, you will need the language. All the appointments they're gonna call you for, you will need the language. Going to the foreign office to extend your visa, you will need a language. So if you don't know the language and then you have to find somebody to translate for you, trust me, people are too busy, too damn busy. If they have time, and then if they have time, it's like so small a minute, like 30 minutes maximum for somebody to go with you somewhere to just help you translate. and that is like the best they can give you. So number one, make sure you learn the language. So barrier number one, language. Solution, try to learn the language, go to school, or use Google translators as you learn. I took extra classes. I would go to the free language course at the university. I also had to pay extra to attend intensive classes, and then I also studied a lot online, and I bought lots of German books just to, practice. I'm not yet perfect, but I would say to where I'm right now, I can easily go around and do stuff by myself without having somebody to translate for me. Okay, so number two, the weather, guys. The weather here is very challenging. Today you go out, you see the sun, like, oh my god, the sun is out. I just gotta wear a small sweater or just a small cloth and go out, and woo, after 1 hour it's cold, it's freezing. If sometimes the weather predictor can tell you like, oh, today it's gonna be 25, and then you go out and it's only 25 like for a few minutes or for a few hours, and then afterwards, boom, it's cold, or boom, it's raining. So always try to have your sweater, a small sweater or a jacket or windbreak in your bag, So problem number three, the foods. Guys, the food can really be challenging, and you can get sick from this, yes, because you're coming from a different background, where maybe your body or your system is just used to organic products. Like in Africa, everything is just natural, guys, from the garden to your kitchen to your stomach. So here the food's a little bit different. If you're not used to milk products like the cheese, and bread is like the order of the day. In the morning, bread, Abendbrot, Mittagsbrot, Frühstückbrot. So it just gets crazy, like crazy, I would say. So if you're an immigrant, make sure you have to buy your foodstuffs from a little bit from your background, just to help you with the homesickness. For me, okay, we have lots of Afro shops and also Asian shops where you can buy foodstuffs from back home and just cook it and freeze it. For example, I like chapatis and mandazis. So if you're from East Africa, right? So I make lots of chapatis and mandazis and then just put them in the freezing bags and save them for next time. So in case I'm going to school, I know I have to go to school or to work tomorrow. So I just take like 2 chapatis, 2 mandazis, and then pack my water, pack it well in my container, and pack some fruits on the sides. Like, that's enough for the day. It keeps you going, and it saves you a lot, because most times at work or at university, the foods are like really expensive, and if you're a student or you're on budget, it can drain you down. So try to be keen and work with what you have. So I would say the next challenge, we already talked about food, we already talked about weather, we already talked about language, and then cultural difference and social life. This has been a big hindrance, and I'm still fighting it right now, because first of all, social life. Back home, you just meet somebody from Nabonga and doesn't say hi, VP, blah 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 Ujambo, and then somebody's just like Ujambo, and you're just proceeding. Sometimes this is not being biased or anything. This is out of my experience and some other people that I've known so far, immigrants. You can say like hello to somebody and they're not willing to respond. So they will just walk you like, and I'm like, did you just pass by me when I said hello and didn't respond? So don't take it personal. And then I just came to realize somebody has been at work standing maybe 9 hours, 10 hours working, and then from school to work, come on, they're tired, and nobody, the little energy they have is they just want it to preserve it, to just move them home, and then your hello is not really necessary. So I also had to learn it the hard way. So if it's not very social, if somebody says hello and they don't respond, Don't get mad. It's okay. It's not a must to respond. I had to learn it the hard way, yeah. So the social life is still, I would give it a middle thumb. It's still not there, but it's getting better. It's getting better, I would say. But the first 2 years, it's really challenging, you know. For us, we used to, hey, weekend, you're going out, but here, my God, weekend. Apparently, you're even working. It's the only time you have to rest. Sometimes I would just sleep over the weekend. 10 hours straight up, guys, just to relax your feet from standing, working, and ooh, it's really hard. So don't judge, don't be judgmental if you say hello and somebody doesn't respond. I also experience this a lot with my daughter. Sometimes she says hello and they don't say hello back. Maybe somebody's just in a rush and they don't have your time. So if you're this kind of very social person, you'll get to learn to be a little bit social. It's not only, it's actually from everywhere else. People just tired. Just tired. Maybe just had a bad day. So yeah. That's it for today. The challenges and the tips that I had to share with you guys.